Hello and welcome to week 3 in psychology seminar. As we just spent a week getting to know KVCC a little bit and the website, and I hope you found that kind of fun and enjoyable. Don't worry about the grades. Spelling counts, but you just make a little space mistake and it's going to call it wrong. I still have to go into those and grade them. So, in fact, don't worry too much about grades in this class. This is a kind of orientation, and because I use Brightspace, I actually have to grade things, and it's just a way of communicating that you got stuff done. And so it's supposed to be a fun class and all that. Now, this week we're looking at technology. Now, there's some history to this that is not current, but it's still part of the class, and it winds up that I give you some recommendations rather than really hard aspects of what you need to do. First and foremost, you do need a computer. Obviously, there's all of this stuff that we're doing online, but all the classes in this program are delivered using intensive digital resources. You have to be able to get on the internet, go into Brightspace, use software, visit websites, watch videos. You have to be able to do all that. Almost any computer will do. The specs that I include are actually specific to 2 courses that you have to take, and that is at the end of your program when you are taking statistics for psychology and when you are taking research methods. You take one in the fall and take the next one in the spring. That course comes with a package of textbooks and workbooks, lab manuals, I should say, and some software for statistical analysis called SPSS. Now, it's a statistical package for social sciences. It's the top end, most widely used professional statistical package. You're going to be learning how to use it by having a year-long license that will allow you to use that throughout your last fall and spring when you're taking those 2 courses. Now, your computer has to be able to run that. So there's some expectations for that, and I'm updating those expectations. So when it comes time to getting into that class, that's when we're going to have to look and make sure that your computer can do that. Windows and Mac, no Linux, but Windows and Mac computers, they're fine, but they do need a certain amount of memory and whatnot. Now, in terms of the iPad, the history of this program is that I was initially going to make the iPad required, and I was going to embed activities within the entire program that required you to have an iPad. This portable device allows me as an instructor to be able to have you do movies and upload them to the internet and do books and publish those books and do all of these really neat things that you have a single device for. And the reason I chose the iPad is, first, the research indicates that it's the easier of the devices to work, and I'm totally, if you're not used to it, it's not easy. But I needed to pick one device so I could have one set of instructions for all of these things. We're all going to be using the same thing. Just the same way I would pick a textbook, we all use the same textbook. I wanted everybody to use the same device. Notwithstanding, that is no longer a requirement. However, if you happen to have an iPad, or you want an iPad, or you always thought about having an iPad, it's still a good device to have. There's still parts of the course that still have those apps. It's still something I'm thinking about for the future. I wouldn't, of course, pop it on anybody, but it's a good one to have. It's a good device to have. And when you're making your way through the social sciences classes, all of the courses have what I call a course book. And some of you are experiencing that right now, that you can download a course book. When you have an iPad and you download the EPUB version, it is beautiful. It looks really cool, works really well. Indexing, searching, taking notes and all that. It's actually was designed specifically for an iPad. The EPUB version can still be played on other devices using book readers, but it's simply not as elegant because the tool I use is an Apple product to create the iBooks, to create the course books, and it's made in coordination with the hardware of an iPad. So there's some idealness there. We don't always have to do the ideal thing. You can download the PDF. Many people have. Many people have been more successful downloading the PDF, and they're able to navigate that on whatever device. So the discussions are really just to kind of hash that out. Tell me what your plans are. Ask these kinds of questions for clarity, and this is a time for us to kind of have those discussions about the technology that you would need now and the technology you need in the future. So really low-key part of the class here. So get into those discussions. I know that some people already have or are already going into week 3 here, but week 2 was really that scavenger hunt, and week 3 is now having this discussion on laptops and iPad requirements for this program. So I'm looking forward to hearing from you, and I will see you this week.